jingle bell rock. Jingle bells chime in jingle bell time. Snowing and blowing up bushels of fun.
Nick Fury would say, "What if I told you we were putting a team together?" And Spider-Man and Ghost Rider would be confused, saying, "Who's we?" And then out of the shadows steps out the Fantastic Four, saying, "Us." And then Ghost Rider would be confused, saying, "Who the heck are you guys?" And, Reed Richards would then say, "We're the Fantastic Four. I'm Mr. Fantastic. That's the Invisible Woman. That's Human Torch. And that's the Thing." And then and then there would be this hilarious moment saying, "That's a thing?" Spider-Man would say, "That's a thing?" And then the Thing would say, "Yeah, I'm the Thing, but my real name is Benjamin Grimm, sorry." And yeah, they would chatter and say, and Nick Fury would then say, "There's a dangerous threat out there, and we need to put together a team to stop it." And then Spider-Man would say, "Well, if we're gonna do this, we can't do this alone. We need more people." And then Ghost Rider, he would say, "Who's the threat exactly?" And then Nick Fury would say, "Galactus." Yeah, Galactus. And then Spider-Man would be confused, saying, "Who's Galactus?" And then the Fantastic Four would say, "Galactus is a giant supervillain, a superhuman being, who is the devourer of planets." And then Spider-Man would say, "Well, whoever he is, somebody has to stop him." And they would talk for a bit. And then, we cut to Ben Affleck's Daredevil fighting crime. He's beating up Wilson Fisk. He's doing all that stuff. It ties into, Ben Affleck's Daredevil, of course. And, Spider-Man would be swinging, and then he would see Daredevil actually, beating up thugs and saying, "Hey, buddy, what you doing?" And then, he would turn around saying, "It's none of your business." And then Spider-Man would web him up, and then he would web the criminal up too, and saying, "Who are you?" And then, Daredevil would say, "I'm Daredevil." And then Spider-Man, would say, "I'm Spider-Man. Nice to meet you." Yeah. And then, they would talk for a bit, saying, "Hey, we're putting this team together. You want to join?" And then Daredevil would actually say no. At first, but we'll come back to that later. So Spider-Man is like, "Alright, then if you don't want to come in, then it's not." So then he would go back to the hideout where they're hiding out, and he would talk with Ghost Rider and the Fantastic Four, saying, "Hey, I ran into this guy named Matt Murdock." And then Nick Fury would say, "You met Matt Murdock?" And then, Spider-Man would then say, "Yeah, you know him? Yeah, he's one of my friends." And then out of the shadows, would step, Matt Murdock, of course. And then he would say, "Justice is blind." And then and then Spider-Man would say, "What are you doing here? I thought you rejected the offer." And then, Daredevil would say, "Well, I changed my mind, figuring that, you guys have to save the world, and, you gave me everything, And, they would talk for a bit, and then, we would cut to Wesley Snipes' Blade fighting vampires, so it would tie into Wesley Snipes' Blade, and, we introduce, Eric Bana's Hulk, even, they introduce Eric Bana's Hulk. It ties into Eric Bana's Hulk series, well, that one movie, which was kind of terrible, and, Nick Fury would say there's, this giant green monster out there, and then, the next day, the Hulk, would be, Bruce Banner would go into this building, and out of the shadows steps Nick Fury.